Hi Gemini, welcome to your Gemini January 2022 reading and predictions. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, for those who are stopping by for the first time. And if you've been here before, you know to check out your annual reading, which is on the playlist on my channel, very easy to find. Now, I'm just looking at this deck of cards, in the readings that I perform for you. Very often I use a lot of astrology and different other things, numerology. This deck to me, though, is one which seems to channel centers of consciousness by having reference to the mystic religions from the classical past. And so I think that we'll find in here words that come through which could actually relate to your shadow self. So it could be like a shadow type of reading, nothing to be afraid of, nothing which I ever says is of concern for you. I always, as you know, provide you readings which are uplifting and which are good and make you feel good about yourself, because you should do, particularly you. And what is interesting about this, though, is that when the words come through, as I suspect they're going to do, listen to the words, but listen to those words which are in between the words or which are behind the words. It's just that I find that the imagery on this deck provides me with a connection to just something from the other side which feels the need to express itself to you at a particular time. And this is the time. Now, in the annual reading, we use 12 cards, as you can see, but in this one, we're only going to use 5. Make sure that we get through it in time and enough for the people to say what they need to say. There's the Queen of Cups. What's here? There's the Hermit. What's this one? There's a 7 of Pentacles. This is sticking out, whatever that is. The High Priestess. Ooh, rather alluring-looking High Priestess for a more middle-aged sort of gentleman like myself. Yes. Women are my kryptonite, I think. Now, let me see. What is there finally for you? Have a look. Let's have a look at this one. And oh, the Lovers, great. Well, why don't you come? Sit down here now, next to me. We'll have a good close look at the cards together while I do the reading for you. Now I think you can see those. So let's have a look at this Queen of Cups first. There she is, the Queen of Cups. Now, what do you have to say to my friend here? My darling, what do you have to say? Well, I think that the Queen of Cups is Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, beauty, marriage, and all the feelings of being in love, who stirs up sweet passion in the gods and subdues the tribes of mortal men and birds that fly in the air and all the many creatures that the dry land rears and all the sea. Now, the story of her birth from the sea foam of the ocean is one of a number of origins given to her, yet probably the best well-known of the stories about her. Now, according to an ancient writer whose name was, I think, Hesiod, the sky god Uranus intended to make love with Gaia, the earth goddess, only to have his son Kronos cut off his genitals and throw them into the sea. They created foam, some say the sperm of Uranus, and from this foam Aphrodite emerged, already a woman. Now, from the beginning she was given the domain of love, the whisperings of girls, smiles, deceptions, sweet pleasure, intimacy, and tenderness. Now, there's a lot of Gemini around this card, and I think that Cancer may well be important to you at this time as well. Now, in another ancient writing, the Hymns of Orpheus, to Venus it was called, and that's the Roman form of Aphrodite. There was a section in the hymns, as I recall it, that said, "Goddess of marriage, charming to the sight, mother of loves, whom banquetings delight, secure of persuasion, secret favouring queen, illustrious born, apparent and unseen. Now, I think that you'll have a great degree of intuition during this period, and you're going to be highly affected by the surroundings around you. So make sure you remove negative people and situations from you, lest they confront you adversely. But what is the mystery that she has to tell us? Well, the old poet gave me birth in the foaming waves of the ocean, rising as a fully formed woman, voluptuous and in love with the world. The seas are not mine, yet I am of them and belong to them, and in the beauty of their depths I hold enticement and terror. As you look upon the waves and see the sun shining like gold upon them, you see my splendor and are drawn into me. When you immerse yourself in the deep waters and see what dwells beneath, you see my inner, terrifying glory. I am the queen of beauty and love. I have been loved and worshipped for countless aeons, called shimmering throned, enchantress, rich-crowned, mother of love's golden source of persuasion. I pull your desire into the depths and surround it, immerse it, and mire it therein. When you are before me, you'll sink into my persuasion, become lost in my laughter and supple limbs. You will be happy to drown in me. Love and desire are my sons, harmony and seduction my daughters. Some say also that I mothered fertility and passion. Yet even as my offspring bring the beauty of life to your heart, so more bring you its terror. Fear and panic are my children, who cling just as easily to your heart. These are my acts in the world, and you will know me better through them. Love me, you who behold me, and you will be surrounded with beauty, immersed and lost in your heart and all its yearnings. Let the fear of drowning pass through you. When you let go and let the waves carry you, you may come to bliss in the sweetness of my embrace. Now, where shall we go next? Well, you go over there. I want to do this central card here. This looks like it has something important to say to you, so let's see what it is, shall we? Now, what is this? Well, in the card image, a water buffalo carries the first of the season's rice harvest slowly through the waterlogged rice paddles of, I think, Cambodia. Now on his back, a small boy sits, maintaining the balance of the yoke on which the precious crops are carefully balanced. His diligent attention to them and the slow movement of the buffalo will ensure that they reach their destination safely. An old man walks beside the buffalo. His affection for this creature is obvious as he rests a gentle hand on its cheek and lays his head upon it. Well, he may be speaking to the buffalo, encouraging it, praising it, guiding it onward. With such care and gentleness, the buffalo will surely make steady progress. If the man spurred it to be quicker by pushing, pulling, or beating it, then it would undoubtedly risk the precious cargo. Now, what is the mystery associated with this? With steady pace and gentle hand, your course may be guided with certainty of success. There is no need to rush forth loudly, to fight for power, or to compete for prestige. These do not matter to the buffalo or the rice, to the falling rains or the waiting earth. Only The great cycles and time decide the progress of this slow harvest. For there are many more gratifying things on this earth than those that are gained instantly. What worth are they? Pause to listen to the seeds pushing through the earth and the leaves opening. Listen to the sound of the march of time and know that what has been set in motion is inevitable. Haste will only serve to weaken it. I am the patient one, the slow treader, the calming word that seeks to give you peace in a hurried world, the breath of gentleness that calls you back to the ways your kind once knew, the ways of the harvest and the rains, when there was a time for everything and all was done at the right moment. Walk by my side and know the mysteries of measured success. Well, I like the look of this image, so let's see what it has for you, shall we? Let's have a look. This is the Hermit. Well, beneath the heavenly light show of the northern lights, surrounded by the stark beauty of the Arctic, an Inuit or Eskimo shaman drums to call forth the spirits of the land and her helping spirits. She has undergone a great many terrible trials, including her own death, to gain the wisdom that she uses to serve her community. Although she remains other, she is intimately a part of her community. And she serves it with all her power and spiritual wisdom. In the darkest of times, she is the last resort, shining a light to bring her people back from the darkness. Now the Hermit, as suggested by her name, may withdraw herself. She may do. And she may withdraw from society or community in order to, in the ensuing silence, find a greater understanding of the other, whether that is the spirit world, the soul, nature, or the inner processes of spiritual transformation. However, it is vitally important for the Hermit to return to her people, bringing them the gift of her wisdom and spiritual power. Now, what is the mystery of this card? I see your eyes and see that you are called to the roads beyond this world, to the night roads. You carry the flame of yearning, but you desire darkness. This is the answer your soul has been looking for, but you did not discover it. It was already seeded in your heart. In the realm of the other, you might plant the seeds of wisdom. In the realm of ancestors and the spirits, you might battle with fear and self, thereby to gain the hard-won prize of illumination. O seeker, I know you. You hear the call of the pieces of your soul torn away, pulling you to them. This is the only path that can be taken, for all are journeys to the enlightenment of self. Some say, seeker, travel only the light road of the heavens. Some say, seeker, take the road of the underworld. But these roads take you in the same direction within. Listen to my song. Know that I say this because I have traveled these roads. I have descended and ascended. I have faced the fears in the darkness and defeated them, and have been destroyed and reborn. I carry the fires of hell and the blazing stars in one place, and it is by virtue of the darkness that they shine so brightly, so others may know their way by them. I am the mystery of the pole star, the guiding light, the drumbeat of the initiation, leading your way in the darkness. I am wisdom won through battle and strife. I am the journey within. Well, I might have a look at this Lover's card, shall we? Let's have a look and see what that has to say. Hello, lovers. You can't beat love, can you? Let's have a look. What there is here. Well, primarily the symbolism of this card is that of masculine and feminine, red and white, ordinary and divine. Although here a male figure is used to represent typically masculine traits and a female figure typically feminine traits, this too is only a symbol. It doesn't reflect a notion of gender roles. It's important to understand that. We are all both the male and the female figure. The mystical and magical universe functions on the basis of duality, yet it does not require that the universe or the divine be dual in nature. Instead, the duality of our world, creation and destruction, masculine and feminine, active and passive, ordinary and divine, is all created from unity. The Lover's card tells us that once all was one, but in order for manifestation to occur, it must become two, equal but opposite. And that creation now yearns passionately for reunion with its origins. As the name of the card suggests, this is a card of love, but it does not explore only the relationship between people. Rather, it shows the relationship between the divine and the ordinary, humans and God, the masculine and the feminine within each person, between opposite parts of the self as they strive for union with their complement. This relationship has had a profound expression in many different religious and spiritual traditions, so I suppose it is fitting that the card image encompasses many of these. Now, as to the mystery, in the beginning we were one, unified, and everything, undifferentiated and containing all. The stars were our bodies and souls, and our love was boundless. Yet love became yearning and gave way to reflection and desire to know. The heavens burst forth and let forth the rain from the firmament. And this was our love and our pain, our separation and our joy. We became one and not one, dark and light, moon and sun, matter and spirit, human and the divine. There we found the sweetest bliss, for our yearning found manifestation. We have journeyed through the aeons and the stars to return to each other. I am that which is above, and you are below. I am the calling, you hear the pulling you towards the heights, and you are that which draws me near. Oh, my beloved one, know that you are born from the highest starfire, unified and one. Know that to reunite with me is your only quest. The mysteries of the bridal chamber are the only truth. Yet a little of the fire that you seek, my fire, can be found in other seekers of the mystical marriage. In them I am found. Love is all, and yearning, for they guide you on the path to reunion. Open yourself to love, of others, of the universe, of life, and you shall come to die in my arms at the last. Now that takes us, I think, is it the last one? It is, isn't it? It's this card here. Now, this is lovely. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now this harks back to the story of Demeter and her daughter Persephone. Persephone was out gathering wildflowers one afternoon when a crack in the ground opened up, and the god of the underworld, Hades, rode up on his black horse and snatched the maiden below to perform with her certain unspeakable practices, I suppose. And Demeter, of course, her mother, went crazy. She was the goddess of the earth, and so what she did was she withdrew, and thereby came the withering of plants during the seasons of autumn and winter, and the whole world was plunged into barrenness. So Zeus, the king of the gods, said to Mercury, or Hermes as he was in the Greek tradition, "Go down below and negotiate with Hades." And Hades said, "Look, first of all, let me just give Demeter a small pomegranate, Persephone, a small pomegranate seed to eat, because she hasn't eaten anything since she's been here." Now, he's a tricky devil, because if you ate anything in Hades, you were thereby bound to stay below. And what happened was that a deal was struck whereby she could come up for 6 months of the year, and then go back down below for the other 6 months of the year. And that accounts for why we have spring and summer, and why we also have fall, or autumn, and winter. Anyway, our high priestess here is Persephone herself, now queen of the underworld, mistress of the dead, and keeper of the mysteries. Our torchlit search for her has been successful, but now she is the doorway through which we must pass to gain initiation. Initiates into the mysteries were taught after death to drink from the river Mnemosyne, it was called, which was Greek for memory, rather than to drink from the river Lethe, or Styx, which was about forgetfulness, as the dead usually did. Thus the initiates were promised a better afterlife. Now it is this river of memory that runs through the cave in this card image. This was a promise of the soul's liberation from matter and return to its divine source. It is the descent of Persephone into Hades that we find a powerful image of the soul. It gives us that image. This virginal maiden descending into the darkness of the earth can be seen as a symbol of the soul entering into matter. Then, because the soul is mired and hidden in the earth, just as Persephone was hidden in Hades, there is a quest to find it again. We search for our soul and our divine origin, as our mother Demeter in a way searches for her lost daughter, finally finding it trapped in matter, disconnected from its source. Yet even in the darkness, the soul's divine light shines. Now, what is the mystery? The mysteries are for all. Initiation is oath-bound to be given if you tread this path. Therefore, I urge you, close your ears if you do not wish to hear. Close your eyes if you do not wish to see. But know that even now you cannot close your soul to initiation, to that stair leading down. Let's have a look at that stair again. That underworld road. You have come so far, seeker, and all that is left is to part the veil and see. Know that man is destined to forget, to pass as a shadow in this world. But you have the secret of memory before you. You need only drink deeply of the river that passes through Hades to know again. Would you turn your eyes from the visions that come so easily in the vapors of the earth? Would you close your heart to the mystery I can show you? In the depths of midnight, kissed by the moon in fullness, you will see the sun glittering with a splendid light, and no unworldly silence. You will be virgin, veiled, and voiceless. In this trinity full of potential, a channel for vision and revelation, you will know yourself and the beyond truths. And the ever-present darkness of the chasm will bring the oracle's tongue. I am the veil and the road. I am the stair leading down to the cavern. I am the cosmos painted on the ceiling of the temple, and I am the seed that is planted. I am virgin, veiled, and voiceless. Yet it is my womb into which you pass, my voice that will whisper in your ear. Oh, my beloved initiate, things have been done, things have been shown, and things have been said. Know how to walk the path that leads to the splendid light and to memory. Don't be afraid, for the seeds are sweet. Well, that's the way it is for you this month. Well, that's January 2022 done for you. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating, I think. Don't you? I think it's going to be a great month for you. And don't you deserve it? You really do. Anyway, some interesting food for thought there, I think, and you know how to do it. Onwards and upwards for you always. Now, remember one thing, and it's one thing to remember until I see you again, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.